All right, hey everybody. I know this is going to be a shocker to you, but apparently a 25-year-old quote lieutenant in Elon Musk's DOGE army has been forced to resign. It turns out that he was um, to put it in his own words, he was racist before racist was cool. He posted several things on the internet, which were found by I believe, Washington Post, and brought up in public uh, several things about making Indian hatred the normal, him being racist, eugenics, the whole 9 yards. And when that came out, all of a sudden they turned their back on him, and he was bounced. The word is he retired or he resigned for personal reasons. But we all know the personal reasons. There's no place for racism in this country, let alone in government. So, yeah, I can come up with more details and names and stuff, but I don't think we need to. I think that knowing what he's done and knowing what kind of people Elon Musk is now has in under his command, it's no wonder people are freaking out about who gets what information. And on that, I could say thank God for the judge who put a stop to Musk and his cronies getting any information from the U.S. Treasury. There have been a lot of legal developments over the past 24, 48 hours. A judge has, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, put an injunction against Trump's executive order to eliminate birthright citizenship nationwide. The stay was nationwide. They're not. It wasn't a state thing. It was completely federal. They said nope, you have to stop and desist and until it's straightened out in a court. This won't be happening. Trump also tried to have 3 trans prisoners moved to a men's prison, claiming it was for the safety of women. But thank God, a judge stepped up and said, yeah, that's not happening either. That's falls under cruel and inhuman punishment. And it's definitely a violation of the Constitution of rights, and that's not gonna fly here. And that was, I believe, a judge appointed under Reagan. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Also, the fact that Mr. Trump is now saying, well, through his spokesperson, that he's working on executive orders to fix inflation. It's just going to take a long time, and a lot of people are going to be hurting until it goes through, and they don't know how long. But they're working on it. You know, it's like the concept of a plan for healthcare. Well, we'll get to it. Don't worry. Because, you know, you all believed him when he said he was going to lower prices. You all believed him when he said no new wars. You all believed him when he said that there would be prosperity and peace throughout the world when he becomes president. And now we have 25% tariffs in Canada and Mexico, although they've been put on a 30-day hold because supposedly those two countries caved into Trump's demands, which is funny because Trump's demands were for them to do exactly what they said they were going to do 3 months ago, and what they agreed upon under the Biden administration was It's nothing new. But we still have that no new wars, as he wants to take over the Panama Canal, as he wants to take over Greenland, as he wants to take over Gaza. Rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Nobody gives a shit about that. I care about how much eggs cost and gasoline and housing. Why is all of a sudden, why are we putting why is he even talking about putting troops in Gaza when he was the one who complained that Biden and Obama put troops in where they didn't belong in the first place either? And now all of a sudden it's okay because it's him. Come on, people. Wake up. Get with the program. There was no faucet that he turned on in California to fix the wildfires. All he did was release billions of gallons of water that were held in reserve for the dry summer for the farmers. And we're all going to see what happens with that come summertime when we don't have, the price of produce is skyrocketing. The price of farm products just shoots through the roof because he fixed the wildfires. Didn't happen that way. But thank God, like I said, for all these judges, and I'm not going to call them liberal judges. I'm not going to call them conservative judges or Democratic or Republican. I'm going to say they're level-headed judges on both sides who made tough decisions for the good of the people and under the color of law. It doesn't matter what side you're on. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. I believe that I would vote for the person who has the best solution to the problems. And unfortunately, there's only a few Republicans that I found that are level-headed enough to do that without pointing fingers and calling, DEI as a cause for a plane crash. That's insane. And then, of course, the question was, well, since you haven't investigated the plane crash, how do you know it's DEI? Well, common sense tells me. No, you have no common sense. That's why we're here. That's why we're in the position we're in. You cut a lot of the FAA funding, staffing, and whatever you want to call it. And within the past 3 weeks, there have been 3 major catastrophes, disasters, in air travel. So, whose fault is that? You wanted to blame Pete Buttigieg when that train went off the rails in Palestine. But when a helicopter and a plane crash, or a plane crashes into, residential area, or an American plane and a international plane crash on the runway, everyone's silent. Shh, you hear that? That's everyone blaming Trump. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's insane. It's almost as if y'all turn a blind eye to everything that happens. Well, blind eye time is over. You didn't want to vote for Kamala because she didn't support Israel enough. She wasn't doing enough in Gaza. But now we have Trump doing way too much in Gaza, trying to do land grabs here, there, and everywhere. Wants to turn Canada into the 51st state, wants to take Greenland, wants to take Gaza. But we still have Washington, D.C., who's not a state. We still got Puerto Rico that's not a state. We still got the Virgin Islands that aren't a state. When are we going to make these things a state? Or does it not become beneficial for Mr. Trump? So we're not going to even consider it. You know, you've got representatives from all those territories that can't even put a vote in Congress because they're not considered a state. It's time for us to stop worrying about what's going on in Gaza. Stop worrying about $50 million in condoms, which is ludicrous. Didn't happen, won't happen, hasn't happened. Stop worrying about trying to take over French-friendly countries. Greenland, Canada. Stop worrying about trying to start a war in Mexico by claiming we're going after cartels just so that we can bring the military in. No, we don't need to worry about that. What we need to worry about is those who are already here. Worry about Puerto Rico becoming another, a state. Washington, D.C. becoming an actual state. The Virgin Islands becoming a state. Stop deporting people who were here on the temporary protection status, who were doing everything they're supposed to be doing, and then you're gonna revoke the status and put them out after they all voted for you because they believed the lies that you said. There were coalitions of the TPS that were actively campaigning for Trump. And now he wants them removed from the country because they weren't born here. That's insane. Well, anyway, that's my rant for today. I appreciate you joining me. And as take care of yourself. And I'll see you. What do I see you? I know.